Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see here. Houston, we have a problem. Okay. You know how I'm always putting some of my slides out of order. I can't believe it, but I just caught myself doing that again. So before it gets crazy, bear with me for just a second. Let me put this right. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Oh man, that was almost a disaster. Still not good, but it's better. Otherwise, we're going to be jumping around a bit, and I don't want to do that today. So let me just put this right. And anyway, let me say hello to a few people. Connie Bomber! Um, Actually, I'm not even looking, but I'm just assuming Connie Bomber is here. I hope so. Um, okay, that almost there. Give me a second, you guys. Almost there. and of course, I want to save some of the shade for last. Always got to have a little bit of shade. Save that for last. Well, not the last, but almost last. Okay, so I got that in order. I got that in order. Okay, I think this works out. I still feel like something ain't right, but it is what it is. We'll just have to jump back and forth as per usual. Uh, that's William. There's that. Shade, shade, shade. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think it's good. I think it's good. All right, so let me say hi to some people for real. Now, who was here first? Joyce Yvette Davis, thank you so much for being first. Miranda Rios, Nancy Foreman, Dansby One, Lorna Williams, Marcy Foreman, Elaine Parker, Lydia Washington, Dansby One, I think I said already. Okay, Dorothy Ross, as always, thank you so much for the hugs. Uh, and Gromley, thank you for being here. Okay, Manello, Mary H, Naomi Maria. Okay, Monroe Taylor Movie Classic Channel. Thank you for being here. All right, so that's good. Let's see if I can get you guys out of here in an hour. We are getting close to getting out of here in an hour. I'm trying to cut back on some of the things, especially when the Sussexes are not as visible, right? But still, some days they're. Oh, Jacqueline Squash, thank you so much. The official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Jacqueline says, as Harry and Meghan acknowledge the God of salvation, which is Jesus Christ, our risen Savior and Lord, the God of angels' army will direct their paths, in whom to surround themselves uh, with, oh, is there another one? Let me see. To surround themselves with, okay. I think there's another part coming. I'm going to wait for it. But thank you so much, Jacqueline, for the beautiful prayer as per usual. Okay, Miranda Rios. Scrolling down. Roseanne Campbell, thank you for being here. Oh, BW. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. When I grow up, I want to travel just like BW does. I haven't been on one of my really, really big trips in a while. And who knows, someday soon. Let's see. Churchinelli is here. Joy Amore. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, V Bram. Okay. All right, so let's get on with it. So today was the Diana Awards. At least I think they have a dinner tonight, but they have taped segments and have done presentations over a period of days, I believe. But either way, um, what a nice surprise to wake up and see some stuff online all over social media about the Diana Awards. And then, of course, there is that big giant buffalo head. I mean, bison. When I say buffalo, I don't mean like those ones that they have in Africa. I'm talking about the American bison, that buffalo. Every time I look at Jeremy Clarkson, I always think bison, bison, bison. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those videos where the bison goes charging after the tourists who got too close. If I had my choice between an American bison and Jeremy Clarkson's gigantic head coming toward me, I take my chances with the bison, and they weigh 2,000 pounds. I take my chances. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because with the bison, yes, the bison does have quite a look, but Jeremy Clarkson is a double whammy because he's so ugly, he may turn you into a pillar of salt. And yeah, pillar of salt versus bison. I'll take the okay, but yeah, yes, the teeth. He says I stay up all night gnashing my teeth. You haven't been gnashing those teeth because if you would have gnashed those rotted yellow, gangrene teeth, you wouldn't have any left. You ain't been gnashing those teeth, sir. Thank you, Church Nelly. Absolutely. And I'm sure that the bison smells better too. Thank you, Church Nelly. Okay, so that is oh God, that is one beastly looking individual. So let's stick with the Diana Awards for now. So as you know, the two brothers, Harry and his brother, established the Diana Award as a way to honor their mother's memory. And of course, because Diana was not just the Princess of Wales, she was the Queen of people's hearts, the Queen of Hearts. And that is how Princess Diana has always wanted to be remembered, is not the Queen of the United Kingdom, but the Queen of Hearts. She wanted to love people and let people know they are loved, to remind people that individually, everyone, each and every one of us, are equally important in this world. We all have value. So, um, I won't get into the whole thing about how I see both brothers living up to Diana's legacy, but if you have seen the video of one brother compared to the other who looked like he had a plane to catch or a helicopter to catch, um, I tell you, it just goes to show you when a person has serenity, when a person has love in their hearts, they present themselves to the world one kind of way, and then the malicious one presents himself to the world another kind of way. So here's a couple pics of the event. As you can see, this very warm connection Harry has with everyone within his group that he met with, in comparison to this very standoffish individual. Um, and as I look at this photo, it kind of breaks my heart because you have the person in the chair up front and center as though there was some reason why everyone is standing so far away. I don't understand, and I don't want to criticize everybody in the picture for this, but This is very awkward and clumsy looking. It really is. I I'm not very comfortable with that, and of course, I'm not the only person uncomfortable with this photo. It seems as though the tallest person in the photo is equally uncomfortable. So it's amazing. You have this warm scene, and then you have this very frigid gathering made so by the energy oozing off of the future king of England. Very, very sad. Very sad, sad, sad individual. I really do feel sorry. William lost his mother too, and for some reason, it's like maybe it's the maybe it's the royal family. It's as though they have raised him to be a monster. They have raised him to be a monster. And one of the squaddies posted this. You flying to see? I'm sorry. You flying to LA to see Prince Harry? Yes. You stay in London to see the other brother. Oh. 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 Okay. So won't the squad do it? Won't the squad do it? Sometimes the squad kind of sneaks up on you. You're sitting there minding your business and you think you understand everything. And then all of a sudden, somebody in the Sussex squad will cut through all of the nonsense and post something like, well, a picture says 1,000 words. But yeah, I get what they're trying to say here. Roseanne Campbell says William lost his mother and defected to the dark side of the force, allegedly. Yeah, yeah. There is what was that they call it when Victoria, when they were raising Victoria, they called it the Kensington system or whatever, where she could never be alone and she was being mistreated allegedly by her stepfather or her mother's secretary, whatever he was. So to have access to power, it is incredible, if not breathtaking, what people are capable of, even when it comes to a child. Thank you so much for that comment. And then take a look here. I made a video. Some of you guys have watched it already. I don't suppose it's going to be one of those food truck videos, but let me see how many people have watched so far. Only 1,500? Only 15? Well, let me see. Let me refresh. Maybe it's more than that. Good golly, Miss Molly. Only 1,600 people have watched? Well, if you get a chance to, make sure you go and watch my other video that I made with some of the amazing, if I do say so myself, with some wonderful editing. If I do say so myself, it's not exactly Cecil B. DeMille's or Dino De Laurentiis, but I thought the editing was top drawer. So there is a link to that video right there. If you have time, I'm just saying, if you have time, I was going to play it here, but it's a little longer. So not that long. I mean, it's only about 6 minutes long, but that's okay. I'll let you guys find it on your own. But yeah, I posted that earlier today. Oh, thank you, Patricia Smith. Let's see. Please note, I said nothing about the food truck video this time. I think at this point it's implied. Let's see. I saw a program from Oz today. There was talk about Megan not writing her podcast herself. We know that this is not true. Why are they allowed to broadcast these lies? Well, I guess it is freedom of speech, but they would rather take their chances with their integrity than to concern themselves with how this affects an entire family, if you will, by perpetuating this negativity toward the Sussexes. They just want to make their money. It's clickbait. It's clickbait. It's one of those things that people can agree to disagree, or people have made that Coke and Pepsi choice about the Sussexes. And my goodness, I hope I don't ever become one of those kind of people where I'm a Coke or Pepsi challenge. But that is what they have reduced the Sussexes to in the tabloid media, is the Coke Pepsi challenge. And unfortunately, that has somehow drifted into the mainstream media, and it's going to take quite some time before we're able to undo that. But individually, I know we're all trying. So um, try not to be discouraged by it. Try not to be discouraged. Now, take a look here. Um, I went to the video, which featured Harry and a lot of other people. And of course, there was William. And I noticed some of the names of the squaddies that were actually in the comments. Um, and if you have left a comment on the video from the Diana Awards, well, then you probably recognize your comment, one of the four comments up there. Prince Harry is truly his mother's son. He has the heart of a king and the kindness of a knight. He doesn't need a title to be a world changer. He is truly a great human being. Does that sound familiar to anyone? And then another squad, says, love you, Harry, the authentic prince. I love going through the comments and finding a familiar name and seeing the comments that they left in what sometimes may be enemy territory, but in this one, it was like a neutral territory. Unfortunately, nobody on the squatty side of things said anything disparaging about William. We don't need that kind of embarrassment for the Sussexes, but there was nothing but positive reinforcement for Diana's memory. And of course, a couple of nice words they said about William. Ugh. And then, of course, the squatties, they really gushed about Harry. We love and support our Ginger Avenger Prince Harry. Always nothing but love. Hashtag Sussex Squad. Now, I left their names out of it for obvious reasons, because some of these horrible trolls that call themselves derangers or whatever, you know how they are. And then someone else just says Prince Harry with a couple of hearts. So very, very cool. Now, this is a photo of one of the virtual meetings of the recipients of the award. And as you can see, recipients ages 9 through 25. They are considered the youth of tomorrow, the 9 through 25s. I don't know how they came up with the number 9 or the age 9, but they did. So that is very cool. And those are just some of the faces of people. I think it was hundreds of people that received the award. Dorothy Ross, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And if you take a look here, here's another close-up view of some of the people. Unfortunately, I didn't get the names of the others because they were not included with their photos, but I snatched these from here and there. And I know the guy in the middle, he did have a bio. The guy at the top in the middle, he is actually from Afghanistan. And my goodness, I'm sure he has quite an interesting story, but I can't recall. Obviously, there is a nurse there, or a doctor. She could be a doctor or a nurse. Maybe she's a doctor. And that's pretty cool. So they're from every corner of the world, all walks of life, people who have been awarded, or should I say, people who are recipients of the Diana Award 2023. What a glorious, glorious day. Love that. And I don't know about you, but I kind of want one of these pins. I think I'll just take the one in gold. But I saw these pins and I'm just like, wow, this is pretty cool. I don't know how you get one of those Diana pins. I guess you have to have it awarded to you, but I love those. Those are really, really cool. The Diana Award. I wonder how much it costs to make those pins. Maybe I should make some Royal Sussex pins. I got to look into that. A bulk supply of Royal Sussex pins. And I guess if you wear it, you have to wear it kind of low. Because when you say Royal Sussex, you have to say it low so it sounds more interesting. Royal Sussex. Rachel Cherry, thank you so much. Or is it Sherry? Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. TGIF is Friday. Now, you guys, I said I was going to save some shade for last, and I changed my mind. The only way you can know that something is doomed is if somehow the brand or the charity associates themselves with the charity foundation poison herself, Kate. Kate also is not good for fashion. As you can see here, Princess of Wales dress designer on brink of collapse. On brink of collapse. This is a bad year for anybody named Middleton. Again, the Princess of Wales dress designer on brink of collapse. Scottish clothing firm Christopher Kane racing to find a rescuer. Well, and then let's talk about the vampire's wife is Kate Middleton's approved dress brand you need to know. Well, if I'm correct, do they make those? The vampire wife, no, I think this is a different company. The vampire wife faces liquidation petition from UK tax authorities. I mean, it's just a given. If Kate wears it, not only is it not going to look like you thought it would when you designed it, but your company may have to file for Chapter 11 or whatever they call it in the UK. But yeah, it could mean bankruptcy. I mean, everything that she wears, everything she touches, it just slides into the abyss. It goes into the to a void, a parallel universe. Oh man, that's so sad. And you know, they were. I saw something where they were complaining about the Sussexes and Spotify, and oh, the poor people that work there, as though Spotify did not mismanage themselves into that situation that they're in. When the Sussexes signed up, their stock went up, or their prospects increased. When the Archetypes was released, not only did it knock Joe Rogan off of his throne, but I think they added 5 million paid subscribers. They have subscriptions, but they added millions of paid subscribers because of the Duchess of Sussex and all of the positivity and the great attention brought to their product. And of course, now that they have some new management, they are going down the tubes. And they're trying to blame the Sussexes when they decided to bring some people in there to cut their costs. So they could have had a whole nother season of Archetypes. and they decided to try to play hardball with the Duchess of Sussex, the Duke of Sussex, and their Beverly Hills lawyer. Well, big, big mistake. Big mistake. TB, do we have a new subscriber, a new member rather? Yes, thank you for becoming a member of Royal Sussex. And happy Friday to you. Not a happy Friday for the designers of the. Not a happy Friday for Princess of Wales designer on the brink of collapse, Christopher Kane. But for everybody else, I'm sure it's a good Friday. But for Christopher Kane, not so much because they are on the brink of collapse. I love that, the brink of collapse. Like somebody just kicked the chair out from up under him. Oh man, it's like a game of musical chairs. She wears your dress, you go out of business. Oh my goodness. Oh well. Thank goodness she didn't get stuck on Chanel or what's the another good one? But anyway, she's a disaster. Stick with the high street, Kate. Stick with the high street. Leave couture alone. I don't think the couturiers could survive Kate Middleton. Jacqueline Squash says, Baron and family, we do not have time to disparage Prince William. As a matter of fact, as children of the Most High God, we are going to pray for Harry and Meghan's enemies, nothing but love and prayers. Thank you so much, Jacqueline Squash. You're absolutely right. I have nothing but goodwill. I have nothing but goodwill for William. You're absolutely right. You know how I feel about him. And I'm going to be praying for him and wishing him well and everything else. Thank you so much for taking the high ground, the high moral ground. You're absolutely right. Nothing but good wishes and goodwill for William and Kate. You you can trust me. There's nothing but goodwill and good wishes for Kate and William. I oh yes, absolutely. I feel the same way too. Goodwill, a brotherhood of man and woman, et cetera, et cetera. That's right. That's right. I could not agree more. Oh, excuse me 1 second. I got something in my eye. Sometimes I pray so hard. Sometimes I pray so hard for them my nose run. So okay, I'm back. Um, but yes, thank you, Jacqueline. So as I was saying, the vampire's wife dress, that is one of Kate's go-to fashions, and apparently they've also had a bit of a spot of bother, as they say. And one brand that Kate really had no effect on, I don't know who made that garish green dress that she's wearing, the one that she went to Ireland in, the one that seems like a rainforest. I don't know who designed that, but it was kind of hard to ruin that brand because, well, look at it. So, but yeah, she has a knack, and I do mean a knack for finding clothing that not only nobody else has worn, nobody else wants to wear it. Nobody else wants to wear it. So she's quite capable when it comes to that sort of thing. There's nobody else like her in the whole of the fashion world. Nobody makes the impact that Kate has. Nobody ever has, and I don't imagine anybody ever will. She's singular. She's one of a kind. She's Kate, and there's just nobody else like her. I promise you. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Woo! I tell you. Give me a second, you guys. Okay. So, no, Jacqueline, I have turned over a new leaf. Um, I I realized the errors of my ways, so I have turned over a new leaf. I have turned over a new leaf. Oh, I mean to tell you, my eyes are running. Okay, okay. Now, let me get back to work here. What's next? Oh, okay, there you go. And then here's another example of the vampire dress. They're not just limited to green. You could find something like that in pink. You can find something like that in pink too. Yes, just when you thought you were limited in your color palette, you could also find that in pink. I don't know why you would want to, but you could also find that in pink because because the green may not be jarring enough. Because if green isn't jarring enough, why don't you just get a pink one? That's what Kate did. she she bought one in pink to show off her very toned arms, and she loved the vampire wife dress so much she's actually wearing one in the official portrait of William and Kate at the National Portrait Gallery. That's how much she liked that dress. She liked it. Not everybody liked it, but she liked it. Now, for some reason, I keep saying this, when they try to uplift Kate, when they try to help her out, especially when they do it to try to go after Megan, Kate's regal transformation from a nobody to one of the most photographed women in the world. How the Princess of Wales look even better now than she did in her 20s. Really? Really? What a strange story. I believe they call this a puff piece. Well, I'm just going to have to go along with what they said until I know better. But just saying, no shade. Here's three recent photos of the English Rose. One just from yesterday. You can see her in pink at the Victoria and Albert Museum. And I have to say, she's causing it. She is the belle of the ball, clearly, according to the Daily Mail. Now, I did a screenshot. I cut it in half so that it would fit onto the screen, but I did a screenshot. I am just going to leave you to read those for yourself. I did not pick or choose. This was one page of the few messages that were there, comments rather, and I'm just sharing it with you. They really, really, really need to stop doing that. They really do need to stop doing that. The same stories that they were pushing 20 years ago turned into the stories that they were pushing 10 years ago, and they're still doing it today. They're trying to find relevance, they're trying to establish a character that does not exist. That's not who that person is. There is no movement in the fashion industry. You don't ever see her make any type of list outside of the tabloid universe. There's no list for Kate. Not the most photographed. No, the most photographed in that family um, died last September. And during that period when Princess Diana was in the family, she was the most photographed. Now, those photos are pretty much limited to the tabloids, not exactly some global icon. They are limited to the British tabloid media, and that's as far as it goes. You don't see it anyplace else. So now, UK media watchdog found that Jeremy Clarkson's column in The Sun about Meghan Markle violated a clause in the editor's code of practice, which relates to discrimination. The Sun has been instructed to reference the decision on its front page. So, the UK media watchdog, the Independent Press Standards Organization, IPSO, has upheld two complaints lodged by women's rights charities against Jeremy American Bison Buffalo Head Clarkson, December's column in The Sun about Meghan Markle. Variety can reveal that after a months-long process, the IPSO found that the Grand Tour host column breached Clause 12 of his regulator's edition code of practice, which relates to discrimination. The case marks the first time in its 9-year history that IPSO has upheld a complaint on basis of sexism. That's it? Just sexism? As a result, the Sun has been instructed to publish a summary of the regulator's finding in the spot where Clarkson's column regularly appears in the print edition and reference the decision on its front page and website homepage for 24 hours, something the tabloid hasn't been forced to do since 2016, when its front page Queen backs Brexit splash was found to have breached press regulations. I'm sorry, regulations. So they have to. I don't think it's a retraction, but I just think that they have to make mention of the fact that the complaints by the two women's groups were upheld, and I think that's it. So don't look for an apology. Hopefully, they will have a picture of Jeremy Clarkson, as you see here, how he looks when the lighting is bad. But yeah, that happened today. As a matter of fact, I believe that was an article from the Variety about maybe 2 hours ago. So it is still kind of fresh. And of course, we don't need to go into everything that Jeremy Clarkson said again, but the whole gnashing of what's left of his teeth. Let's see, where is Jeremy Clarkson? Oh, yeah, that was the first picture. But yeah, the whole gnashing of what's left of his teeth and so on, that article is what they're speaking about. And so IPSO's decision to uphold complaint regarding Jeremy Clarkson's derogatory remarks about Meghan Markle published in The Sun in December 2022 is a welcome one, but one that has come far too late. Any positive impact this decision would have had on the standards of their regulated publication has now been lost in the 6 months it has taken to reach this verdict. The comments made by Clarkson have been allowed to soak into the public consciousness. Complaints made regarding serious cases centered on discrimination and abuse must be investigated robustly and efficiently to ensure any negative impact on the public is limited. This is another example of industry self regulation simply not working. The Empress model allows complaints to be handled and processed within 6 weeks, ensuring clarity for complaints, publishers, and the public. It is an approach that must be adopted wholesale if we are to change the culture of the press and build industry trust with the public. So that is the Empress response to that. And in other words, he did not apologize to Meghan. He apologized to Harry. There was little or no reference to Meghan in that apology that, bizarrely enough, was sent out at Christmas. And the same way that the press has circled the wagons to protect the host of, actually, both hosts of this morning, that same press circled their wagons to say enough is enough. Jeremy Clarkson has been punished enough. And then when he did that non-apology to Meghan via Harry's email, then it turns out that the press claimed that the Sussexes did not, or that Meghan did not accept his apology. So, in other words, Jeremy Clarkson has not really lost anything. If nothing else, this is only going to make his situation better amongst the people in the press that protect him, and amongst the people in the media that are likely to hire him again and again. I mean, he's a television personality, a host, a journalist, and all those things. Those people within that industry are protected in a way that I have never witnessed here in the United States. Usually, when you're done, you're done. You write a book, you try to find some kind of alternative platform, and that's the rest of your life. Jeremy Clarkson will appear on mainstream television in the UK again. He still has a column. He has not been punished. He hasn't lost any money. He was not embarrassed, because I don't think you could embarrass a person like that. But there was no price to be paid. And this is something that is a pattern with the tabloid media. They protect their own. They circle the wagons, and they will give protection, give cover, even when it involves children. They will give protection and cover to whomever. So very weird. And just think, we are supposed to believe that there is something exceptional about the British media, something exceptional about the British government. If I didn't know better, especially with the government, I would feel like I had never left home. I don't see in any way that it makes a difference whether you have a president as the head of state or a king and a prime minister that gives cover and protection to the king. I don't see where it makes any difference. It is still the working class, poor people that get the short end of the stick. That your thoughts, your ideas, policies are dictated by wealthy individuals, and it trickles down to the lowliest citizen or subject who has little or no say about the process. They are discouraged from voting. I mean, really discouraged from voting. When I say discouraged from voting, I just want you to know that flurry of negativity that you see before election day, some of that is to scare you to the polls. And in some cases, they are also saying these things to prevent you from going to the polls. Meaning that if you're not going to vote for Trump, just don't vote for anybody. Stay home. That's what happened in 2016. You have no place else to go. So just stay home. That is what the media has done. That is the game that they play. So, man. All right. Now, the loneliest person in the world, I think, is an individual who's excited to see Prince William, all six of them, and they're hoping to be part of this community, this crowd of people to welcome him to Aberdeen. Well, one of the biggest trolls of the British royal family is the National, which is the Scottish newspaper. Footage shows lack of crowds for awkward Prince William Aberdeen visit. I mean, they love to mock the royal family. They don't have any filter when it comes to mocking the royal family. And of course, this is just one of their type of stories. William, with all of those barriers to hold the hundreds, if not thousands, of people to hold them back so that they don't overtake the royal protection officers and their principal, Prince William. As you can see, it's as though the police protection has formed a chain of hands and arms to hold the public back, shielding William with their very bodies. They are. Not really. And so, one of my new favorite things is to show you William. Is this Beatlemania or what? Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles. It's just like the Beatles. Love, love me do. You know I love you. So please love me do. Oh yeah. It's just like, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles. It's just like the Beatles concert. It's like the Beatles have arrived at LaGuardia. I've never seen anything like it. They're pushing, they're shoving, they're screaming. There's six of them. They're pushing, they're shoving, all six of them. So thank you to the National for always. Is she like turning her back on him? How dare you? In a scene reminiscent of Beatlemania, Prince William is mobbed by fans as he visits Aberdeen. William! William! Oh man. I mean, you couldn't have coaxed them people out of the house with a pork chop smothered in gravy. It just wasn't anything that was going to get a proper Scottish citizen out of their homes. By the way, you guys, there is another coronation taking place in Scotland. Wonder how that's going to end up. Let's see. My husband says you should have been singing. It's been a hard day's night. I forgot how that song goes. Hard day's night. I forgot the words to that. But thank you so much, Anne Grumley, and hello to your husband. A family that watch Royal Sussex together stays together. So thank you both. All right. Let's see here. Let me move on. Patricia Smith says those people in red look like. Is that really who we stood here to see? And the fact that he is doing the Oh, I have important business. I can't talk to the crowd right now. I'm sorry. I'm here on important business. The fact that he's walking past them like he's too busy and just can't be bothered to speak to anyone. Why put on a show like that when there's nobody there? If anything, you should have asked them to walk along with you. Do you see all those homes in the background where there's likely people that could come out to see him, only they don't want to? And then they dragged all the people out of that community center or whatever it is. They made them stand outside so that it would look busier. How embarrassing. Poor Diana's son. Now, I have to do a update from yesterday. So yesterday, I mentioned Fallout Boy. Some of you guys may have found that song and heard where they referenced the Duchess of Sussex, among other people. But okay, so I let's do a little redo from yesterday. Where is it at? I'll do this really fast. So yesterday we found out that Fallout Boy updates Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire" with lyrics about news from 1989 to 2023. Well, the song was like rehashing some of those contemporary news stories up into 1989 and further back. Uh, so they decided that they would redo the song, and so they did from 1989 to 2023. And as you can see, Columbine, Sandra Bland, and Tamir Rice, Isis, LeBron James, Shinzo Abe, blowing away, Meghan Markle, George Floyd, something, 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 something. So they just reference a lot of things in the song. And very cool to hear the Duchess of Sussex's name as part of the musical record of our times, right? So Fall Out Boy has released an updated version of Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire," his number one hit single from 1989. It runs down a list of proper nouns ripped from historic headlines. The band attempts to pick up where Joel left off by referencing moments from 1989 to 2023. All right. And so I did mention yesterday this. Now let me jump over here. That Pete Wentz is of mixed race. His parents met because of Joe Biden. Fall Out Boy's Pete Wentz has a surprise connection to Joe Biden. And yes, he does. Check it out. Well, also, I mentioned yesterday that a friend of the Sussex Squad happened to be at the airport. Nathan, who you may recall interviewed me, was at the airport and saw the band. And so it was like all of these, I guess, links, or was that 6 degrees of separation? Is that proper? I don't know. But so there it is. So I found the actual tweet. Pete Wentz said, back in 2020, he said, Pete Wentz says, "My parents met working for Joe Biden in the Senate in the 1970s. To me, he is a beacon of empathy, compassion, and kindness. The times we live in call for a leader with these specific traits. Proud to call Joe Biden my president." So that was Pete Wentz reminding people that that is how his parents met. They were working for Senator Joe Biden at the time. And, well, they got married. And months later, Pete Wentz came along, who is in the band Fall Out Boy. And just in case you did not recognize Pete Wentz in the photo, there he is on the top photo, far right side. That is Pete. And Patrick Stump and the other band members. I don't recall their names. All right, so that's how they met. They were working for Senator Biden. Now, here's a very important service announcement. Only you can prevent forest fires. Although there are some people, although there are some people that can stomp them fires out better than others, only you can prevent forest fires. I have nothing else to add. I said what I said, and I'm going to move on. Only you can prevent forest fires. Remember that. I remember that from when I was a kid. Only you can prevent forest fires. Well, there's other people. You just have to have the right equipment to stamp it out. You know what I mean? You just got to be able to stamp it out. So if you got the right equipment, you too can prevent a forest fire. You just got to be able to stomp it down. You know what I mean? That's it. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, how sweet is this? Check it out. That is little Bo, Bo Biden's son, I think, right? Anyway, that is President and his grandson returning from Camp David. They say kids keep you young, and that's why Joe Biden has the energy that he has, is because of the closeness he has with his family. So, what a beautiful moment. The President of the United States, and look at the reverence this future soldier. I have no doubt that he probably, the way he's looking at those soldiers, he probably will end up enlisting himself. But his little grandson, absolutely adorable. The way he's looking at those Marines. Wherever the president of the United States go, anywhere in the world, they make sure that there is a Marine stationed there for his or her arrival. And so that is a very fine tradition with the military. The Marines will be there to greet the President of the United States. So, and with that, you guys, guess what? We are done. 59 minutes, 15 seconds. I cannot believe it. 59 minutes and 15 seconds. That is so unlike me. But yes, thank you all very much. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. Thank you to the brave men and women who have the right equipment to put out a forest fire. Um, uh, oh, man. And thank you for your very generous contributions. Always appreciated by Royal Sussex. Also, let's see what else. Please make sure you go and watch that video that I shared with you guys. That is this one right here. Let's see. Well, Jacqueline Weissman, we're all God's children, aren't we? Some of us are mean and cruel and kind of surly and will sit there and watch someone be ravaged by the tabloid media and say and do nothing. And then some of us have a grandpa that's president of the United States. But we're all God's children. We're all God's children. Uh, Oh man. Okay, so good night, all. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we can get on a little earlier tomorrow. I don't have any errands or anything tomorrow, so hopefully, we'll be on a little earlier. And for those of you that are starting your travel for the 4th of July weekend here in the United States, please be safe. Some of you guys are going to probably leave today or tomorrow, or whatever. Please be safe. Let me see, what day is the 4th? 4th is, oh my goodness, Tuesday. So that means Monday, everything is going to be closed. And I'm supposing everything's going to be closed Tuesday as well. Well, banks and such here in the U.S. So Independence Day is on Tuesday, the 4th of July. Some of you all are starting your weekend. Please be safe. If you are handling any type of fireworks, please remember that the last thing that most people say before they see a nurse is, duh, watch this, duh, hold my beer. Okay? Just remember the last thing that people say before they end up in the emergency room or hospital, as they say, is watch this and hold my beer. And then next thing you know, you will never be able to play Rhapsody in Blue on the piano if you are not careful. So if you've ever wanted to take piano lessons, guitar lessons, consider that before you say, watch this and hold my beer. Okay? Okay. VS! Hey, VS! Did you miss comment that I did. I did miss that. You trying to make me go back. Okay. Uh my pretty, my lovely, my pretty. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, I did miss that, but thank you so much for sharing. Now I know what I'm going to watch this weekend. Um, Let me see here. Hey, some of us suffer for fashion, right? Some of us will suffer for fashion. All right, let me find our queens so that I can make this a proper farewell. There we go. There we go. That is a Princess of Wales in my book. And of course, there is the People's Princess, the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, and our Queen of Everything, Doria. There we go. That is a proper farewell. Uh oh, what did I do with that? Oh, okay, I guess I. All right, love you guys. And let's see, the last word of the day is, I know I have kind of and then went over the time, didn't I? But yeah, we're gonna get it down to an hour. You watch and see. Uh, Unless something big happens, and then the heck with that. So our last word of today is July 1st. Happy Canada Day to all my squaddies. All right, thank you so much, Lorna Williams, for reminding us about that. Canada Day, July 1st. And I think August 1st is National Day in Liechtenstein. I love to keep up with the people of Liechtenstein. Let me see. Thank you, Roseanne Campbell. Yes, Sonia Johnson. I thought it would be nice if we got this down to an hour, unless something really big happens. Like, for instance, if we figure out a way to help put out those fires in Canada, then I'll, if we can figure out a way to put out those Canadian fires, if there was just some tool at our disposal, something that could snuff those fires out, then that means we would probably stay on longer. But unless we can find something to stump out those fires, then yeah, I think we're done for today. Um, okay. All right, so that'll be our last comment then. Happy Canada Day for tomorrow. But for some of you guys, it's already tomorrow. So not in Canada, of course, but that's how we'll leave it. Happy Canada Day. And happy Only You Could Prevent Forest Fire Day. I got the power. Hey, hey, I got the power. And getting kind of heavy. Getting kind of heavy. I got the power. I love that song. I got the power. Hey, hey, hey. I got the power. Okay. Myra V. Hey, Myra V. I didn't see you on here earlier. Oh, yes. Princess Diana's birthday, July the 1st. How could I forget that? July the 1st. Absolutely, July the 1st. Thank you for the reminder. Oh boy, I'm going to have to make a video. Oh, you guys, I had a very busy weekend, and then I had like some drama yesterday. And anyway, yesterday I was I was fit to be tied. But everything is so much better today. The stars are brighter, the sky is bluer, and smiles bright. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Oh man. What? I don't know. Myrna, sometimes even of course I have to say myself, sometimes I try to delete something else, and so if someone accidentally deleted your comment, don't get cross, because these things are moving, and sometimes when I want to say or highlight someone's comment like this, it may move, and then I get the wrong one, and I'll do this one instead. So don't be cross. We're doing the best that we can. Okay, don't be cross. I'm sure it was a mistake. Also, just so you guys know, there is a setting where certain words may not be able to post. I won't say what the words are, but let me just say this. I don't think most of you all use that language, but it's language of the deranger. So make sure you spell everything as best you can to avoid that mishap. But mostly that's limited to the comments, not the live chat. But yeah, but just to slow down the haters, there is some words that are not used, or that are unusable, and the haters, they think they're so clever, and then I have like a whole pile of their nonsense that doesn't go through. Again, most of you guys don't use that language anyway, but yeah, so don't worry about that. But yeah, sometimes we just inadvertently may delete a comment trying to get to somebody else who said something disparaging about our faves, and so yeah, that could happen. And I think a couple of times I've actually have blocked a couple of people by mistake. I tried to block a troll and got the wrong person. So charge it to my bloodshot eyes, and not my heart. Okay, please. Okay, so we're good then, right? Now that it's 11 or 12 more minutes. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. Please, certainly not. Certainly not. Like I say, sometimes it is totally by mistake. It is totally by mistake. It's a lot to keep up with. I promise you, and mistakes will happen. So please don't take those mistakes personally. I like for this to be a forum where we can all share our thoughts and things like that. within reason, long as we're not targeting our faves. When it comes to Harry and Meghan, this is a total echo chamber, and I'm not ashamed to say so. This is a total echo chamber when it comes to the Sussexes. Um, but yeah, so okay. Again, mistakes happen, and a lot of you guys who felt as though you were wronged have worked that out with the moderators, and we'll straighten it out. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Kim Peaches. You know I do my best. I really do. It's not always perfect. A lot of it is pretty haphazard, but my heart is in the right place. Okay, my heart is in the right place, and I don't like to make those mistakes. But it is a lot to keep up with. It really is, and we do our best, and the moderators, they do their best, and they have worked very hard to keep this a safe space for us. And when I first started this channel, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but someone told me, they said, get rid of those trolls. There was like all of these nasty comments from the trolls, and some of you guys have gone on other spaces, and they had to learn the same way I learned, that if you have a Sussex friendly space, the squad expects it to be a place where we don't have to engage in battle with a lot of nonsense and negative comments about somebody's gone to jail, somebody's older than we think, those are not their kids. And, it's enough of that in other platforms. We don't want that here. So, in trying to police that, we have mistakenly blocked someone or removed a comment. But again, that's a lot of times that is by mistake when it comes to our regulars, our subscribers, and such like that. But we do our best. We do our best. We want this to be a safe space for the Sussex Squad. That is first and foremost a safe space for the Sussex Squad. Everything else falls behind that. Okay? Everything else falls behind that. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Myra. It is time for us to say good night. And oh well, it's only 843 people in here. I think people who need to sleep have finally got their opportunity. That's good. Let me see. Yeah, Manello. There's no maliciousness here at the Royal Sussex. Um, and I love the way we support each other. I really, really love the way that we are so like supportive of one another. That is a good thing. We have prayed, we cried, we laughed, we informed, we learned, all of those things. All right, so that's that then. Thank you very much. We've had our last word. We had a chance to reflect on our queens, and now it is time to, yeah, Thea. I want to look some more into that before I mention anything about it. I just want to make sure that it is what it is. Because, as you know, when we don't hear it from the Sussexes, we always have to have a huge pinch of salt with that, because it needs to come from the Sussexes before it's like, true. Although Kaiser does a good job, um, I prefer to hear it from the Sussexes, or at least from someone who's not trying to hurt the Sussexes. So I like to hear it more than once as well. So when possible. So because we may look up and find out that that is not exactly the way it's gone. So when they say stuff like that, they may be trying to distract from something else going on with that family. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you guys, I did go to the concert. One thing about Nathan has literally saved me from the global pandemic, because I had not been on a plane or in any groups and stuff like that, and yet I think I've had my vaccine 5 times, and still I was really hesitant about um, going into public spaces and such. And I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. The concert was really cool. The music was great. Um, and yeah, it was nice to be a part of something like that for the second time since the pandemic. Or actually the third time. I think that was my third concert. So that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Uh, let's see. Oh no. I am so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, you can never underestimate good neighbors. You can never underestimate a good neighbor. Neighbors can really be there when your family can't sometimes, especially if you're living away from your family. So, um, thanks for sharing that. Oh, yeah, no pressure, Joy, right? Yeah, no pressure. I'll have to find something. I'll have to find something. Um, yeah, I'll think of something. I always do, right? I always do. And guys, I promise you, sometimes when I get stuck and I'm not sure what I'm going to do or what I'm going to talk about, it's because of you all that I find my voice. I promise you. I think about I think how you guys may react or whatever, or what we've discussed, or a lot of the information that we share, and that makes it that much easier for me to figure out what I'm going to talk about. So it is a group participation exercise. These platforms. By the way, you guys, did you all watch Pedal earlier? Oh my God. Pedal is amazing. Facts and 2 cents. Pedal is amazing. I was listening to her speak about the president of South Africa and him pleading for vaccine, and how she reminded us that the Sussexes were very much involved in the vaccine equity. And of course, with everything else going on, it would be so easy to overlook something like that or forget about something like that. And Pedo was just extraordinary today. So if you guys are not subscribed to Facts and 2 Cents, I don't know how many more times I have to say, please go and subscribe. Don't just like it or whatever. Make sure you subscribe, because Pedo works, I think a full-time job away from the Sussex Squad, and yet the information that she shares, her ability to recall, is incredible. And I have said it before, I will say it again. Um, Pedal makes me work harder. Pedal reminds me that the Sussex Squad is not just here for one thing or the other. It is the information, it is the camaraderie and such, but the information is very, very important. And Petal, the prosecutor, as I call her, she's just so good at what she does. Let me see. Lynn E., thank you so much for the super sticker and happy Friday. Let's see. Happy Friday, Baron and Super Mods. Enjoy your Friday. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, yes, you guys, please go over to Petals and subscribe if you are not, because she is really doing a lot of heavy lifting for the Sussex Squad. And I just don't think she gets the proper recognition for that. So, now, okay, I'm still waiting for somebody to put the link on the screen. Am I going to have to do it myself? Somebody? Okay, I'll do it myself. Let me go get the link. Boy, you all cannot take a hint. You all cannot take a hint. I'm just like, pedal, 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 pedal. And I'm waiting for somebody to put the link up there. What am I, William? There you go. There's the link for Pedal. So please go over there and subscribe. Ooh. I mean, I'm just like pedal, 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 pedal. And nobody put the link up there for me. That's okay. I got it. Just for that, I'm staying on another 45 minutes. How's that? I'm going to stay on another 45 minutes since nobody got the link for me. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, I know how I get y'all. What if I sing? Huh? What if I sing? That'll fix you. That'll fix you. Yes, you you know you all spoil me. You know you all spoil me. And by the way, thank you. Speaking of spoiled, thank you guys for the what is it? The wish list, the stuff from the wish list. Talk about spoiled. Sometimes I'm walking in here like Miss One on the Wiz with all them shopping bags. That is fun. Roseanne Campbell, I'm just like pedal, 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 pedal. And I'm waiting for, oh, you know what? I forgot. I got to put that at the top of the chat, don't I? Hold on a second. Let me put that at the top of the chat. But seriously, you guys, I do mean that what I said. Pedal does a lot of heavy lifting for the Sussex Squad, and I just I hope that more people will subscribe instead of just listening. But you know, I'm just saying. Anyway, the link is at the top of the chat, and that's that. So thank you very much. All right. You know, I'm going to do a Europe video soon. I will do that. I'm going to do another Europe video. We should do that. Oh, you mean the misfire prevention? Go back to misfire prevention? Britain's next top firefighter. All right, you guys. I was supposed to get off of here almost a half hour ago, so I'm gonna go. Love you guys. Have a great weekend, especially for people celebrating Canada's independence, people celebrating the United States independence, and of course, just the fact that it's the weekend and some people don't have to work. So thank you. Love you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. And with that, we are going to cue the Ginger Avenger. Dansby one, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy birthday, Princess Diana. Thank you so much for that. Oh man, Diana has brought so many people together. I'm convinced that one of the reasons why the Sussex Squad is here is because of Diana and because of our Duchess. But a lot of us have adopted Harry since Diana died tragically and mysteriously in that tunnel in Paris. We have adopted Prince Harry. And I know I feel like a certain kinship and responsibility for him. And of course, some of us, because we're older, have also adopted our princess, our Duchess of Sussex. So, but yeah, what Diana has done for that aging relic of an institution, she was never given her proper respect or consideration. So that's okay. We will definitely carry on for Diana, and we'll make sure and remind people of everything that she was able to achieve in her life. Her greatest achievement, I think, is love. Love is Diana's greatest achievement. One of the few voices that was out there speaking. Do you know, guys, that one of the patients that was in the hospital dying from AIDS, one of those patients was estranged from their family. And when they saw Diana touch his hand, that brought that family back together before he died. Diana did that. Diana did that. So even though the royal family, that institution, tried to downplay her contribution, um, she wasn't a mechanic during the Second World War. She was the people's princess in her own lifetime. And I think that is so much more important, so much greater than anything else that has come out of that family um, before she got there. So, all right. Thank you so much, you guys. Love you. And I will see you all tomorrow.